So the next part is a little bit more tricky. What I'm having to do is, so I'll put a bit of masking tape up on the pillar up there to protect the pillar from the bracket, just there. And I'll put this cushion here just to, so it can rest on a reasonable position. So you can see I've put the tube into the guard now. The silicon 90 degree reducer is in. This is 4-inch this end. It's about 3.5 at this end. That's clamped on now because it's in a position that I'm happy with. What I'm doing right now is just trimming down the reducer so that the bottom of the airbox can fit onto there. I'm still trimming it up, so don't worry about that right now. That's the airbox there. Good thing is, I don't like the idea of going 4-inch down to 3-inch and then back to the airbox. So I think eventually down the track, not going to do it now, is this bell mouth here can be unbolted. Going to unbolt it, nibble out the hole in the guard so it goes 4-inch all the way into the airbox there. Because look at that opening there. So that's the plan. Eventually, not going to seal it now. A lot of people seal this up with silicon, well, what do we call it? Sikaflex. Not going to do it now because it's quite easy to pull this airbox out and do it at a later date. I just want to get all of this in because there's a threat of rain today, so reuse this hose clamp at this end. This is all easy to pull apart. If you don't know how to pull this airbox apart, don't suggest you work on a car. Anyway, just chipping away, getting this into a position that I'm happy with. Just about to put that bottom half of the airbox in. I'm just wiping it out because it's a bit dirty. You can see the air cleaner there. And then we're going to test fit. Alright, so pissed down with rain yesterday, so I had to stop and call it a day. Now I want to show people something that I'm not going to take credit for it because I didn't come up with it, but I was debating whether I get a Rivnut tool because, well, this has got rivnuts to attach the snorkel to the A pillar. Now, a good Rivnut tool's reasonably expensive and couldn't be bothered waiting for one to come from eBay, so did a bit of research, and I mean, this is inspired by some tools that I've seen online. Oops, sorry, that fell over. It's inspired by tools that I've seen online, but this is my own little tool. Now, this is the Rivnut here that is going into the pillar. Now let's take that out for a second and have a look at this tool that I got here. So you get a nice long bolt that fits exactly the same thread. Okay, pretty simple stuff. You get the bolt, thread that on. Everything needs to run nice and smoothly. You get the bolt sticking through. It needs to be past it, okay, so it gets good purchase on the thread in here. Now, if you don't know how Rivnut already works, I think you need to do your research and just make sure that you know what you're doing before you do anything like this, because this could easily go to shit if you don't do it properly. Now, see it got a little washer there? That washer fits pretty good on that thread. Now, the reason why you want a nice snug washer is because this washer is going to press against that Rivnut there. If that hole through the middle of the washer is too big, then the Rivnut can squeeze through that little gap that you can see in there. But that gap is too fine, so that's not going to squeeze through. Alright, get this thread sitting out a little bit, get a nut that suits, thread it on there till it just touches. drill your hole in the pillar, which in my case was a 9mm hole, and then thread that in. Now what's the theory behind this is I put the multi-grips over here onto the head of the bolt here and hold it still and press towards the pillar, and then I use the spanner here to tighten. Well, in this case it's tightening, yeah. We're trying to get the nut to thread that way. And what it does is you can see where these little ribs are here. That crushes, and that's what grips onto the pillar. And that's how you get the Rivnut to bite into the pillar. Okay? Now, 1 second, we'll go to the car, and I'll show you one that I've done. Okay, so this did have tape on here, masking tape, just to protect the pillar. But I pre-drilled it with I think it was a 4mm drill bit, and then we did a 9mm, and then we've put that Rivnut in. Fits beautifully. You can see in the inside it's crushed nicely. And then now I'm going to do the other two. Okay, so Rivnuts are done, and I'll put a little bit of sealant. I only had white Sikflex left, so oh well. A white Sikflex to seal up the threads, and plus to work as a bit of a thread lock. It's all done. This is all lined up. Connected up the airbox. Sealed it all up. I know I said I wasn't going to seal it, but I just did it. All sealed up, and just a bit of paint to cover it up. All done under here. Guard liner goes in. I'm just going to start her up and just make sure that everything's all good. Good, sounds good, should do the job. That's all for now. Video was helpful. Please take time, like and subscribe. Press on the little button in that corner. And subscribe to the channel. I just got to put the guard liner in. Takes like 5 minutes, and then we're done. Catch you later.